Hello, everyone. I'm Nathaniel Freeman, and this is Freeman's Money. And we're still not back in the office yet. To be honest, it's because I'm lazy and I didn't want to clean it yet. Yeah, but that'll come soon. But until then, you gotta deal with me being in my living room, my lovely living room, with my cat staring at me. Don't know if you saw him. There he is. Hey, John. No. So today we're gonna be talking about stocks. What do you do once you own your stocks? How do you handle it? How do you supposed to behave? Well, the first thing to think of is what type of stock did you buy? Did you buy a stock that you know you can hold on to for 10 years and will pay you out dividends? Are you playing a short term game where it's like, I think this stock's going to explode in the next 3 months? Or are you just being like, hey, my friend told me about this stock and I bought it and I don't really know what I'm doing? Or are you a guy who bought index funds? Now, I'm going to start off with the first one, the last one. If you bought a blue chip stock that you know is going to pay you dividends, or you bought an index fund, buy and hold. Do your research, know the company's going to be there, and buy and hold. And you're going to see, all right, every time I buy a stock or an index fund, it goes down. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how good it is. Doesn't matter how good it's done the past few days. Doesn't matter its position. It always goes down. There's no way if I buy a stock that's going up right away. That's a fact. It's a sad fact, but it's a fact. So you always hold. I always hold. And guess what? I was holding CNO, Canada National Railway, and it dipped, and I was down like 5%. And I've been down 5% for like, I don't know, 6 months at least, probably. Okay, but it's still a good stock, so I'm just letting it go, and it's paying me dividends. So I'm just taking that in. Then I look past the past 5 days, and the stock was 130. Now it's 160. And I'm like, whoa, what happened in 5 days? Turns up, it had a massive outshoot. Now I'm up a few bucks. The point is, when you buy a stock and it's down and it stays down, if you've done your research, who cares? You know it's going to go up. You trust your research, you hold. Doesn't matter if it looks like there are other investment opportunities that are shooting up. You made your research. You did it. You know it's going to work. Trust your behavior. And if it doesn't, then maybe you need to look back on your research and reconsider. But with blue chip stocks and index funds, buy and hold. That's the easiest way to do it. Now, when it comes to your short-term stocks, well, it's like, oh, I believe this stock's going to explode in a few months. That's a different game because you're thinking this piece of information will lead to this price. Or you think that the development of this piece of information will lead to this price once more people understand it. The reason I don't play that game is because if you know the price is going to be that tomorrow, it's usually that price today because everyone's playing the same game as you. And if they know it's going to be worth that in the future, they'll pay for that today because they think they'll get in on it. So, given that, whenever I would look at a stock like that, I'd pick, okay, this is what I'm buying in on. When do I want to sell? When do I, like, not what price do I want to sell at if it goes down and if it goes up? If my rule is if it goes down by 5%, I sell. Doesn't matter what's going on. I set my rules at the beginning of the game and I sell. When it's going up, if it blows past my expectations, I sell at a point where I'm happy that if it went even higher, I'm still happy about what I got. That's the name of the game. Because you'll never get the absolute top, and you might miss it by a fair margin. But as long as you're not riding it to the top and then watching it skyrocket down, come on. Like, those are short-term games. You know the game you're in. Take your profits with what you're happy with. So, like, and if it's a stock that your buddy just told you about, hold on for dear life because you don't know what's going to happen. Know what kind of investor he is, and then base your assumptions off that and ask him some more questions. But if someone just walks up to you and they're a buddy and they buy stocks and they're like, hey, buy this stock, it's going to go great. You're like, what do you mean it's going to go great? What do you mean it's going to be amazing? Is it long term? Is it short term? Should I sell? What price should I sell at? I need more information than just go buy this stock. But those are the different kind of stock. What you should do when you're holding a stock. I should do your research and know that ahead of time. So that way, even if its stock's not doing exactly what you want, you know what game you're in and you know how to behave with that. And knowing those things has allowed me to stay in some investments where it's like, oh, you've been down in the negative for 4 months. And I'm just waiting, letting it pay me dividends. I'm like, oh, I could have bought this stock. I could have bought this stock. And then lo and behold, stock shoots up. I'm like, what the hell? What changed? I don't know. What changed? I don't know. Either way, you're back up and I'm happy. So, got a bit of a tickle in my throat. Yeah, so that's my advice when you actually own and hold stocks. If you guys like this information, want to hear more about this, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you here next time.